It's July 2026, and General Motors, a company worth $60 billion that builds Corvettes, Escalades, and literal military vehicles, cannot score a single point in Formula One. They have two world-class drivers, they've spent hundreds of millions of dollars, and they have 0 points. The same number of points as you watching this video in bed. But here's the twist. This might be the most successful failure in modern F1. To understand why Cadillac exists, you need to know that getting into Formula One is harder than winning in it. F1 is a private club of 10 teams who split billions in prize money, and an 11th team means everyone's slice gets smaller. So when Michael Andretti, son of racing god Mario Andretti, knocked on the door in 2023, F1 said no. So GM did what giant corporations do. They restructured the bid, put a Cadillac badge on it, brought in TWG Motorsports, paid a massive anti-dilution fee, and suddenly F1 said, "Welcome, valued partner." For 2026, Cadillac assembled the, quote, new team starter pack. Graham Loden as the team principal, a guy whose previous job was running Marussia, a team so broke it once ran out of everything. And two drivers with over 500 combined Grand Prix starts, Valtteri Bottas, 10-time race winner and Finland's most famous mullet, and Sergio Checo Perez, the man Red Bull psychologically damaged for 2 straight seasons. Old, sure, both of them are 36. But when your team has zero data, zero baseline, and zero idea if your car even works, you don't hire a teenager. You hire 2 human debuggers who have seen every error message F1 can throw. Now back to the 0-point problem. It's not one problem, it's really a pile of problems. Layer 1, the engine isn't theirs. Cadillac runs customer Ferrari power units until their own GM engine arrives in 2029. This means the beating heart of the car is controlled by a direct competitor. Imagine building a startup on your rival's API. That's pretty much the situation they're in right now. Layer 2, 2026 nuked the rulebook. New chassis rules, new hybrid engines, active aero, every team started from scratch, which sounds great from a newcomer, except the other 10 teams started from scratch with decades of tooling, wind tunnel correlation, and staff. The third layer is physics. In Australia, Perez finished 3 laps down, and that is obviously crazy. They do have to figure out how to make their cars slipperier. But this doesn't make it a disaster. In Australia, they were 6/10 behind Aston Martin. In Japan, they were ahead of both Aston Martins. In China, they got their first double car finish, Bottas in P13. Then in Austria, they dropped their first real upgrade package. And suddenly at Silverstone, Bottas outqualified an Alpine and was half a second off a Haas. For reference, Haas, the last new team, joined in 2016 with the car that was basically a Ferrari in a trench coat. Before that, HRT, Caterham, Virgin, 3 teams that joined in 2010 were all dead within 5 years. Cadillac's terrible rookie season is historically incredible. Both cars tend to finish races, and that alone puts them ahead of most new teams ever. Although I would personally love to see their brakes not catch on fire anymore. And here's the part that everyone keeps missing, the cost cap. In the old days, Mercedes would just outspend a new team into oblivion. Now everyone's capped, and GM's real advantage, which is infinite corporate money, converts into infrastructure. They have factories, simulators, and that 2029 works engine. And they're not trying to win 2026, they're speed running the boring part and collecting data. So will Cadillac score a point this year? Their drivers say they either need a big step or chaos, and this season has had plenty of chaos. But honestly, the points don't really matter yet. The real race is in 2029, the year Cadillac stops renting Ferrari's engine and has to ship their own. Because building a competitive F1 power unit from nothing is the hardest engineering problem in motorsport. Until then, Cadillac remains the best funded last place team in racing history. This has been Cadillac's 0-point problem. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be doing more long-form videos like this, and it really helps the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know when we're posting new videos, and I'll see you in the next one.